So, und da sind wir wieder zu Episode 2 von den Great Ace Attorney Escapades. Die letzte Folge hatte sehr viele Zungenbrecher, was grandios war. Also wirklich, das war Peak Comedy, könnte man schon fast sagen. Und jetzt bin ich mal gespannt, was uns in Episode 2 erwartet. In a First Class Cabin. Das wird wohl auf dem Schiff sein, wo Kazuma letztendlich sein Ende gefunden hat, leider. Und hier steht, in the second escapade, it transpires that another crime was committed aboard the SS Burya. The stakes are high as Sholmes and Stroganoff pursue the culprit, but there's more to the crime than meets the eye. Okay, dann bin ich mal gespannt, was Sholmes hier zu suchen hat. You're about to play the escapade entitled episode 2 in the first class cabin. Ja, spoilers, continue. Let's go. 6th January, 6:23 p.m. SS Burya, first class cabin, number 1. It's almost 2 weeks now since we left Japan. I can't believe how quickly time has gone. Okay, da lebt Kazuma also noch. So, our next port of call will be Shanghai. Who's there? Who could it be at this hour? Wait, ist das vielleicht die Pavlova? A detective. A detective? Who? Nee, es ist Hosonaga. A great detective. Okay, nee, es ist Sherlock Holmes. I don't get it. What's a great detective? If you would just be so kind as to open the door. Oh yes, sorry. Of course. Auch ein grandioser Charakter, Sherlock Holmes. Also ganz ehrlich, ich mochte ihn sehr im ersten Spiel. Is something wrong, detective? Are you investigating a case? Wherever a great detective goes, great cases occur. Indeed, I am the root of all evil. Sorry? I don't think I want you in my cabin. Under our very noses on this steamship, a terrible theft has just occurred. What? You noticed, I presume, the brief power failure a short while ago. Oh yes, the power couldn't have been out for more than 10 minutes though. Indeed, yet that was ample time for this wicked crime to be perpetrated. I see. Well, clearly it's a case that needs investigating. Precisely. The culprit ran away in this direction, down the first-class cabin passageway here. Really? The thief came this way. I'm quite sure of it. It may have just escaped the attention of the dim-witted crew, but not of the great detective. To that end, I would be obliged if you would allow me to investigate here in this cabin. Well... How curious. Is there some reason why it would inconvenience you to have your cabin searched? Inconvenience me? Well, I'd be lying if I said no. After all, Ryunosuke is im Schrank. There's a stowaway in that wardrobe right over there. It's just me in here, you see, no one else. So you might perhaps want to focus your attention on one of the other first-class cabins. As it happens, you are the only first-class passenger at present. The other cabins are vacant. Oh! Did that rather tragic grumbling of the stomach arise from within you, my good fellow? Of course, as I said, I'm the only person in here. It's not long until dinner time now, so perhaps we could do this afterwards? I do apologize, sir, but it is of the first importance that the investigation is not delayed. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, where did he go? How did he suddenly move all the way over there? Yes, without a doubt, if the culprit were to be hiding in this cabin, It would have to be inside this wardrobe. Uh-oh! I shall need to examine this wardrobe thoroughly. I presume you have no objection. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to decline. Really, you won't find any... Au! Au! Noske, was machst du? Did those two rather tragic sneezes arise from your good self? Of course they did! As I said, I'm the only person in here. You have a curious knack of talking while sneezing then. Twice, no less. This is going to be a tough one to argue. I was watching you quite intently, sir, and I assure you, I saw no signs of a sneeze. Ah, couldn't Noske have felt his nose? As I was saying, I shall need to examine this wardrobe. We've had it now then. The game's up. Nobody hiding in there, it seems. Wait, how? What? You seem surprised. No, not at all. Yes, I am. He was in there for sure. I shut the doors on him myself. More visitors? Who's this now? Excusing me? Oh, Seaman Stroganov. Sorry for disturbing, but crime has been committed on board ship. Yes, I heard. A terrible theft, apparently. How do you know this? Ah, well, the detective here just informed me, you see. Detective? Yes, I assumed you must have asked him to investigate. Detective, could you... Where did he go? I must ask you to cooperate with the investigation into this crime. Fully. Uh-oh, he's glaring at the wardrobe already. Hä, aber wie finden die denn keinen da? Ah! Well done! You found me! Grandios. What are you doing hiding in my wardrobe? My good man, I was merely assessing the practicality of concealment in such a place. And I would say that, at a push, a human could survive for up to 5 minutes in that cramped space. Noska's been in there for a fortnight. Is he not human? Who are you? Shh, this is a moment of truth. The great detective is about to unveil the solid details of this wretched crime. You mean to say... Yes, there can be no doubt that the culprit of this terrible theft did indeed conceal himself within this wardrobe. What? But that's impossible. He couldn't have done. Because my best friend was in there the entire time. Or at least I thought he was. How can you be sure of this? Elementary, my dear fellow. The criminal left behind the most revealing evidence. How else could you explain these 3 bones? Ah! Bones? Knochen? What the... He's right. Look at those gnawed bones in there. And 3 of them... Ah! The criminal has escaped this time, but I will find him and crush him. Could I ask you something, detective? Why, yes, of course. I am always delighted to answer an inquiring mind. Inquiring? Irgendwie so. In this terrible theft, what exactly was stolen? Aha! What else? But some steaks on the rib bone. Huh? Did you say steaks on the rib bone? For this evening's dinner, 3 rib steaks were stolen from the ship's kitchen only a short time ago. There was malfunction with generator and ship was without lights for 10 minutes. Chef who saw criminals said that he ran away down first class passageway. And now I am on his tail. I'm afraid to say, dear fellow, that your man is no longer in this cabin. But how? Through the cabin door, no less. Having devoured his haul in this wardrobe, the culprit discarded the bones and concealed himself behind the cabin door as he came inside. Then, when attention was turned to the wardrobe, he seized his chance to escape through the open door. What? Make haste, my good man. After the culprit, I shall follow presently.
Hold it!
Something troubles you, sir. Das hat er gesagt. Hurlock hat das gesagt. I think maybe criminal is not running away at all. What are you suggesting? Now I know where the dog is buried, Mr. Azogi. Me? Da! When I think that you are culprit, everything is falling in places. The criminal that disappeared in first class passageway, the bones in the wardrobe. All clues are pointing their fingers at you. Don't be ridiculous, I would never... Yes, of course. I established at once that you couldn't be the perpetrator of this crime. You did? Why? How are you so sure? My dear fellow, there are but two things in this world in which one can rely with total certainty. What two things? The first is the word of a great detective, and the second... The second is a tragic rumbling of an empty belly. Ah, not again! When I first entered this cabin, there did arise from this gentleman a belly rumbling so odiously tragic that it confirmed beyond all doubt that the man had not eaten a single ribsteak in some time, let alone 3. Ich finde, das hört sich eher an wie so ein Türknatschen, oder nicht? Oder so ein Holzknatschen als Magengeknurre. Why do I have to suffer this humiliation when I've done nothing wrong? Curses! I will catch the thief! He cannot have gone far! Indeed, assuming he decided against the post-me constitutional swim. Well, if you will excuse me now, my apologies for upsetting your evening. Detective, one moment please. Yes? That was a most remarkable deduction. Perhaps you'd be kind to tell me your name. Ah, it quite slipped my mind. You have been talking with the one and only Sherlock Sholmes. I see. Well, I'm Kazuma Azogi. I'm a student on my way to Great Britain. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Azogi. Oh, and before I forget. Yes? I feel I should warn you. Live cargo is strictly forbidden. Live cargo is strictly forbidden on this vessel. So you would do well to conceal the stowaway currently lying low under your bed as carefully as possible. Oh, under the bed. I bid you farewell then, Mr. Azogi. Das hat er natürlich doch herausgefunden. He's uncovered our secret. I suppose I should have expected nothing less of a great detective. Now then, when did you move in under the bed? I thought we'd had it when you opened the wardrobe door. Ah, well, it was thanks to that split-second chance you engineered. Said I what? You distracted him for a moment, remember? When you suggested that he investigated the other cabins instead. Oh yes, he turned to look towards the corridor, didn't he? Well, I couldn't see what he was doing, of course. But I thought to myself, it's now or never, and the next thing I knew, I was under the bed. You really know how to give me a scare, don't you? Anyway, what's all this about the whipstakes, eh? Sorry about that. I've just been so hungry. Oh man. Ever since we left Japan, stuck in that tiny wardrobe. Well, you should know, you've been splitting all your meals with me. You must be starving too, surely. Right on cue. And there was a power cut before, wasn't there? For about 10 minutes. So it was then. I caught a whiff of the most delicious smell. And I thought to myself, it's now or never. The next thing I knew, I had the steak in my hand. This man just can't help getting himself into trouble. Das wäre eher so eine Maya-Geschichte im richtigen Ace Attorney. Die ist ja immer hinter Burgern her zumindest. Well, alright, you were hungry. But 3 steaks? Thanks to you, 3 crewmen are going to go without tonight, I imagine. No, it was just the one. A what? I only took 1 steak from the kitchen, that's all. But I don't understand. Hey, I'm not that selfish. If I'd stolen 3 steaks, I'd at least have tossed 1 your way. I'm not your pet dog. Well, in that case, who stole the other 2? Ah! Do you think... could there be a ghost on board? A meat-loving ghost? There can only have been a single bone in the wardrobe when Ryunosuke moved to hide under the bed. Which means that the other 2 bones can only have been put there by 1 very flesh and blood person. Sherlock Holmes oder was? Haha! What's so funny? We're on a haunted ghost ship. A great detective. Or a great mischief maker. Either way, I think I'd like to spend a little more time getting to know that man. The great Sherlock Holmes. Oh Mann. Das ist doch schön. Ich find diese kleinen Bonus-Episoden, sie haben nichts großartig mit der Story zu tun, ne? Aber es sind kleine, lustige Geschichten. Okay, das war Episode 2 in the First Class Cabin mit Sherlock Holmes und Kazuma Asogi und Ryunosuke Naruhodo in einem Gastauftritt, würde ich mal sagen. Und Stroganov genauso. Gut, beim nächsten Mal werden wir spielen Episode 3 als im British Supreme Court. Genau. Und ja, ich würde sagen, ich bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen, ich bedanke mich fürs dabei sein und wir sehen uns dann in Folge 3 wieder von den Ace Attorney, The Great Ace Attorney Escapaden. Genau, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen, vielen Dank fürs dabei sein und Einspruch und so, ne? Okay, goodbye, ciao, ciao.